I don't know what the best game plan is. On one hand, they need to be more dynamic offensively. They need to find Danny Gray down the field. They need to create that space and make more big plays and play faster, better tempo. But on the other hand, you got Mahomes on the other side with Kelsey and a really strong offense, and you might want to play keep away. And you might, if you really want to have the one thing about Arthur Smith is that he had a game plan to win the game. He said the Niners are down 6 starters on D. This plays into what we do. We're going to run the ball for 3.5 yards a pop, and then we're going to make some plays on third down. We're going to go tempo on third down and catch them by surprise, and we're going to keep them on the field, and we're just going to pound them for 4 quarters. And they did it, and it worked. And they were +3 in turnovers. Yeah. I think if the 49ers are going to win against Kansas City, they not only cannot be -3 in turnovers. I think if you're really, honest about this, I think the 49ers need to be +1 to win, even though they're at home. So that means that you might want to take the air out of the ball and run it a little bit and play keep away and see if you can dominate time of possession like you did against the Rams last year in Week 10, because you're going up against a better, more explosive offense that you probably without 6 defensive starters, I don't think you can plan to stop them. I really don't.
Well, the Niners have proven that they only have one way they can win football games, and that's when they run more than they pass. When they pass more than they run, they have a losing record. When they run more than they pass with Jimmy Garoppolo, they're damn near undefeated. So that's got to be what they're – I mean, last week they had 41 throws and 18 runs. That cannot happen. If they do that against the Chiefs, they'll lose by a lot. And so even if they fall behind by 7 or 14 in the first half, you can't give up on your run game like they did against Atlanta because they will lose. So, yeah, run more than you pass and be down by fewer than 4 points entering the fourth quarter. Because if you're down by 4 more, it's over. That's another one. And then again, just when you do throw, everything can't be a screen or a slant. You got to actually let Brandon Ayuk be a special player, and Debo too, because what you're asking them to do is you're just handcuffing them at this point.
I think you got to take some downfield shots on first down, because let's be honest, when teams know the 49ers are going to pass, it's very, very difficult. Right. Very difficult. Their receivers,
because that's what happens when you're down 4 in the fourth quarter. They know you're going to pass. Same thing. Yeah.
But I mean, seriously, if they're in this mode where they got to fool teams, well, then you better pass on first down. You better pass on first down. You better do what the Falcons did last week on first down, and that's pick up 7 or 8 yards and get to 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, and then pass again. And really keep the Chiefs off balance.
And when you take your shots, don't take them to tight end 4 or wide receiver 6 or the guy who runs the 4-5-3 and fumbles 6 times. Like, make it count. I know you want to fool them to a degree, but make it count. Throw it to someone who could catch the freaking ball.
And how about move the quarterback outside the pocket and not give away 5 plays a game to Chris Jones batting down passes?
That's true.
Chris Jones has proven he can bat down passes. So don't give him that opportunity. Get Jimmy on the move. Get him away from Chris Jones. The same way that you dominate Aaron Donald, Chris Jones dominates you.
Yeah.
So that can't happen. If Chris Jones dominates them the way he did in the Super Bowl, it's that they'll lose on that as well. So they really gotta control Jimmy. They gotta move Jimmy. They gotta control Chris Jones. They gotta play ball control. They gotta take some shots down the field to create some space. But they got to move the chains. Also, where's Ty Davis-Price? He was another third.
That's what I want to say. If the goal is play ball control, then you're saying the goal is to do what Atlanta did last week, run the ball 40 times. Sure, of course. You're not going to do that if you don't use Jordan Mason. So, get some courage and give him the ball and see what happens, because you're not going to win this game without him. That's one prediction I have. You can't win this game without Jordan Mason being involved. The Coleman Wilson combination isn't enough. It's not enough. Not this week.
I mean, also the basics, okay? The Niners have 3 losses that they lost on the basics. I mean, you lost 1 game because of way too many penalties. You lost 2 games because of your -3 in turnovers. Yep. You don't win games -3 in turnovers against good teams or bad teams on the road. You just don't win. So you got to take care of the ball, and you got to not make a bunch of penalties. If you do that, at least you got a shot. If you don't do that, you got no shot.
I mean, Jordan Mason theoretically could change everything. Because if he is the player that we think he is, then all of a sudden the 49ers can be who they are. They can be their identity. They can run the ball as much as they need. They can control games. Right now, I don't know that they can do that with Jeff Wilson Jr. He just fumbled last week. He looks tired. He has injury history. I don't know that they can rely on him like that. But if Jordan Mason is that guy, all of a sudden this team is a totally different story.
Yeah, I mean, to me, either TDP or Jordan Mason. I'd like to see them both, to be honest. I'd like to see them both, and I'd like to see a 35 carry attack, and I'd like to see Kittle be the tight end they take shots with down the field, and not Warner, and I'd like to see Gray be the gut receiver they take shots with down the field, not Ray.